For them. It's great to see. Yeah. You know, we want to share with you now an unforgettable photo and an act of heroism at the same time, things that still resonate 20 years later.
Adam Harding from our NBC station in New York spoke to the woman in the photo and the family officer Amoroso left behind. This was helping a dazed woman after she managed to escape the Twin Towers on 9/11.
This was a photo that I saw over the summer. It has gone viral so many times over the last 20 years, but for 2 decades, nobody knew who the woman being rescued was. We knew the story about the officer, but this woman's story had never been told. And so for the past few months, we had worked to connect this mystery woman with the widow of the officer, and it is a connection 20 years in the making, one that the family is certainly glad to have each other in their lives.
It was here.
It's a pretty sad day. That's why everybody needs to remember it.
Everything changed.
Look at this. It's very overwhelming.
20 years ago.
Sad. Very sad.
The names of those we lost.
It's all the names.
Etched into our memories.
Let's see if we can find her name.
Stories like Chris Amoroso's.
What happened here is, it's a tragedy.
I love the flowers.
He left behind a baby girl.
When'd you get married?
November 26, 1999.
And a wife, Jamie.
We got married not too far from here.
He was a Port Authority police officer.
How proud was he when he got the job?
He loved it.
Assigned to work at the World Trade Center.
What do you remember about the morning of September 11th?
It was a beautiful day. I remember he left and he said, I'm working at the World Trade Center. And I said, okay, just be careful. And he's like, he goes, what's going to happen?
The horrors of that day may never go away.
I knew when the second tower fell, I had like a feeling that it wasn't going to be good. I just knew.
But in her husband's final moments, she was able to see just how fearless he truly was. A single photo.
It was given to me.
Of the moment he saved a woman's life before he ran back into the burning towers.
It was good and bad. We have the proof. He was a hero. He saved this woman.
What does that say about your husband?
I'm not shocked. But he was just a good guy. He was a hero.
But for 2 decades, Jamie waited to hear from her, then began questioning if the woman ever made it out alive.
As time went on, I started to think maybe he didn't save her or get her far enough, because we had never found her or had anybody had ever spoken to her.
It was Todd Mazel who snapped that haunting picture while on assignment for the Daily News. He keeps it boxed up in storage, out of sight.
Yeah, here it is.
But never out of mind.
What is it about this photo that stays with you?
The selflessness.
He spends most of his time now in rural Massachusetts.
Come on.
Life today is much quieter.
This is a 9/11 camera.
But he'll never forget what he saw firsthand.
I know every detail. I remember it all like it was yesterday.
Through the lens of his camera.
That was one of the first police officers that I saw. She was in distress, and Chris was determined to help her. It was like the photo brought him back to life. For that moment, they were able to see Chris as the hero that he was. I took 2 frames, and then I lost them.
He's always wondered, whatever happened to her?
We never found her. We don't know who she is to this day. We never found out.
Until now.
I remember his face because he was my angel.
We turned to social media, searching for a name, an identity, any clue. And after reading countless tributes, we found a post online from a man who says the mystery woman is his mother, Suman Damisha.
He said, just ma'am, relax. We are here to help.
She spoke with us from her home in India.
I wish the best for his family, for his loved ones.
She confirms that's her in Officer Amoroso's arms. She was working in the second tower.
If he wasn't there, there is no way I could have made.
And is ready to open up about that harrowing moment.
Never got to say thank you to them. I really owe my life to them.
Each 9/11, her family says they light candles to celebrate what they call her second birth.
When I came down, I fell. If I wasn't going to come up, there was no way I could be saved. There was no way I could be alive today. What I felt bad was because I have lived my life and he was still so young.
She was given a chance to keep living. She's now a grandma.
He's always on my mind because he was the one who brought me out of that mess.
She did have a message that she wanted to share with you.
We shared our conversation with Jamie.
Tell her that he had such a wonderful husband. And I'm alive just because of him.
Wait a second. I'm sorry. Wait a second. I can't believe she's alive. I can't believe she has the same face.
She finally got to hear from the woman.
She's the last person with him.
She was so desperate to find.
There's reasons. He went in with a purpose and was to save as many people as possible. The fact that I get to hear somebody say it.
And after 20 years,
Hi, Suman, how are you?
the two connected.
I cannot believe I am looking at you. I cannot believe this. You look exactly the same. If I walked past you on the street, I would have known who you are because I've looked at that picture so many times. Yes, you look exactly the same.
A long overdue meeting.
And I'm glad he did his job that day. This way you could be with your family.
Full of comfort.
He was a brave soul, very brave soul.
Yeah.
And closure.
I have a personal question.
Sure.
Did he seem scared?
You know, he wasn't scared, but I was scared.
Healing.
Life goes on. Life goes on.
A story.
I want my daughter to meet you.
Me too. I would love to meet her.
No longer untold.
Chapter's closed, I guess. Looking forward to starting new things.
Yes, it's time.
It's time. It is.
A new memory.
Amazing. This is amazing. My mind is blown.
Born out of tragedy.
I will be in touch.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
See you soon. Oh my God. She's amazing.
Now, Adam, first off, I mean, this is an incredible act of journalism on your part. One, you found her. I have to ask you how you found her. And two, have they met?
Well, first of all, we have to give complete shout out to my producer, Rachel Belli. She was the one who found her, and our photographer, Mike Del Giudice, for helping tell this story that we had worked on for several months. They have not met. They have plans to meet. They have stayed in touch ever since we put them in contact a couple of weeks ago. In fact, I got a text from Jamie earlier this week, how thankful she is to have Suman now in her life. And what's amazing is, in the immediate aftermath of 9/11 for a couple of years, Suman was open to talking. She had done interviews, but was unaware of this photo. She didn't know about it until about 2011. And at that point, she was living far away, and she had closed this chapter in her life. It was just too hard for her to keep coming back to it. So Jamie, for so long, had prayed over her, and I finally called her and said, we would like to talk. And she says, well, after 20 years, I can't imagine what else I haven't seen, unless you tell me you found this woman. I said, we did.
I have something to tell you.
And the rest is history. And so they have connected.
Yeah, and they connected so well, so immediately.
It's beautiful.
Just beautiful. Yeah.
You did a great job, Adam. Thank you so much. This is Adam Harding, everyone from our NBC station here in New York. So, Adam, we thank you again.